Hey guys, this is Introducing Emmy and we're back with another Redline Tuesday. This one was sent to us by JLKKLO. To be honest, I actually tried to record this one last week, but it had some fairly major issues. It was my tablet. I'm not sure what was going on, but it was having problems. But what you're watching right now, or what you should be watching, is a sped up version of basically everything I did last time. Though, to be fair, I didn't do much before my tablet really just couldn't handle it anymore and crapped out. So now we're going to continue what we were working on. And I was just working on the face, and I had decided that I took preference to the angle of this eye over this one. This one's kind of upturned and almost a little menacing looking. It's kind of, how would I do this here? I guess I could just, if you can see how this is kind of pointed down. I mean, it's not maybe that severe, but the whole angle on that side is a little more menacing than, say, the other side. So I decided to use this side. And the reason I'm not saying left or right is because I keep flipping the drawing back and forth, so it's kind of a moot point, but I guess the left side for now. But I had decided that I like this eye better, and that I made the pupil and iris a little bigger to take up more room inside the eyeball. Just general, like, eye construction. That's about all I got done last time, besides some just basic sketching of the face. So not much was missed. I was kind of dreading getting back onto this one just because I was having so many problems with my tablet. And I was getting really, really frustrated. I found out that I actually had an update for my tablet. My tablet's kind of old, pretty old. So on the inside of the mouth, let's define the teeth and the tongue, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, there's no real like definition inside the mouth. It's just like a pink void. And you had already started doing the teeth a little bit, though it's pretty subtle. Alright. I don't even know why I'm wasting time on the ears. You can barely see them. If at all. Can you see them at all? Nope. Ignore. But I guess it's good to know where they are, huh? So noses are kind of like three balls. So there's a large ball and then two little ones, and that's the these are sort of the nostril cavities, like the nostril caps. I don't know like what some of these technical terms are for anatomy. And this all sits at the base of a rounded pyramid. And at the top of the pyramid is a trapezoid. An upside down trapezoid, I guess. I'm not sure if trapezoids have a right side up or a right side down. But from the side, this trapezoid connecting to this rounded little pyramid is the bridge of the nose. Now, I'm really like over defining all these shapes, but you may not want to define that much. Okay, so that's kind of, these are some of the shapes that we're shooting for. And of course, all different kinds of variations of these noses or of these shapes lie in the realm of noses, so feel free to add all kinds of variety. So when it comes to the chin and the jaw, I like to think of this area as kind of like a mask sitting on another shape. So like all this structure of like the face sits on top of like what would be the jaw and the skull and all that. I don't really have a good way to explain it other than like all of this sits on the front of the face and then has, from the side, has like different planes. Okay. It's not a great way to explain it, but it's the best way I can do for now. So facial hair. I am not a champion of facial hair, but I will do my best. I would say break it into parts, like manageable structures. Now it's gonna look funny until you add hair. But I think this will help keep everything pretty even. In fact, I think for computer animation, this is kind of like how they map out where the hair needs to lay. I don't know what they call it. I guess mapping. I don't really know any other word for it. And I guess technically you could do that with the hair on top of the head too. Break it into big manageable chunks. Kind of looks a little bit like anime hair or something. Or as I like to call it, shapy hair. I would say bring the headband in a little bit too. Have it a little closer. That way you get like these interesting silhouettes. But then you can do your more individualized shapes. So it doesn't look so anime-y. Same thing with the beard. It's strange how he looks really young on this side, but like older on this side, so I kind of chose the older side. Like when you turn the sides of the eyes down, that tends to be a more older look, whereas if you turn the sides of the eyes up, it can be a younger look. I say can be because it can be a lot of different things depending on how and what you're drawing, but I chose the more like aged stoner look, which I'm not sure if that's what you were going for, but I guess you could always turn the eyes back up. And the way that I make that sort of judgment call about if the eyes are tilted down or not is based on this line right here that goes through the bridge of the nose. And what I did was I drew a cross at the beginning. If you watch the little teeny speed draw review of what I did before my tablet crashed out, I drew a cross using the shapes of the nose to guide me on what would look the most even. And the crossbeam that goes through the bridge of the nose is the eye line where the eyes would fall. And I basically just picked the one that was a little closer, I guess. And it was more turned down. However, you could very easily... Let me try to... You could very easily turn it up, and it actually does look a little better. I guess it's the happy medium between the two. I guess I shouldn't have been so quick to pick one side or the other. I should have tried to draw somewhere in between them, I guess. Let me just... Huh, that didn't... I thought this was at 7, but... go. I think my math was a little off there on which side went where, or how far it was rotated, I should say. Okay. So there's the face. This is actually the most pseudo-realistically I've drawn in a while. I also brought the sides of his neck up. Built up these muscles. Under his shirt here you'd have the collarbone. A little Adam's apple. Let's get rid of these. Take one last look at them. Boop, they're gone. Rewind the video if you want to see them again. And let's go over the hand real quick. Now, this is interesting. When I was looking at this, it's really close. However, the thumb is kind of low, and that's a weird thing for me to say because usually the thumb's too high. Like the thumb, it connects like right there. And so the thumb is like as long as the fingers, or or something to that extent. So I was actually kind of surprised when I was looking at this that it's pretty good, except that the thumb is just a teeny bit low and kind of like the thumb was drawn from one angle and then the fingers from another. So I have a preference for tapering the ends of the fingers a little bit. And depending on the kind of character you're drawing, you may not want to do that, or you may want to do that. There's all kinds of ways to do fingers. Makes me really uncomfortable to draw a limb down into a void. Like, I don't know what's going on down here, so... And I'm not going to extend the canvas on this one, so I'm hoping this is decently close. In fact, I kind of know it isn't, and it's really bugging me, but we are going to have to let it lie, because I've got other stuff to do today. That's definitely not right. Now, I kind of drew his anatomy under his clothes, or at least where I think it should be or how it should look, but clothing, as you know, is like a whole different ball game, and how it sits on top of the body. But overall, I mean, it's not rocket science. I almost said rocket scientist. And I think that'll do it for this one. I think the only other thing I might do... I might build up that a little more. I let it fall a little flat in my version. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to call this one. Ignore that. That was just a note from earlier. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I kind of puffed him up a little. He's puffed. I'm sorry. Looks a little bit like my dad when he was younger. Anyway, so yeah, thanks to JLKKLO for this drawing, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!